I mean, it's all about unity. Defense is kind of, coach has a saying of saying two is better than one if one. Two is better. What's his name?
If two is better than one, if two act as one.
Yeah, two is better than one if two X is one. So that's all we're trying to do is just play together, play unified, and that's what defense is about. So.
Shawn, can you walk us through the interception you had and talk about what was the comments on that?
Yeah, it was just me on the receiver, and I just was backpedaling, and he gave me a speed release, and just his eyes kind of fluttered when we were running, and I was like, oh, the ball was probably coming, so I turned around, and it was just right there.
What is the kind of process to do over the past year and past kind of like 7 months or so just adapting to playing at season?
It's been kind of tough, but it's been fun at the same time. It's kind of the physical aspect. It's been a little tough to adjust. It's a whole lot of running, and mentally, I kind of have to look at different keys as I did on offense. I kind of at offense I look at everything, but defensively you're looking at like 1 or 2 or 3 things a play. So just trying to figure out how to do that. But it's been fun overall. It's been a real fun process.
Harrison, will coach come to you either before a game or before a drive and ask you kind of, hey, where do you feel the range is?
No, I mean, usually they already have an idea before the game, so.
I mean, would you have felt comfortable from further out than you were on Saturday?
I think we were ready to go kick the 61. But, luckily our offense was able to get us a few more yards to make it easier on me, so.
Well, it's definitely faster. I think that's something that he prides himself on and preaches. A lot of receiver option routes, which is kind of unique, and it's more in like the sense of not necessarily happening at like 5 yards, but like downfield. And so I think that is an interesting aspect, and it's a challenge in itself. A lot of RPOs, things like that, but I think definitely the tempo is the thing that stood out the most with that 1 year with him. And it's something that he really likes to use as an advantage for him and his team.
Barrett, you're in like 2 systems later after that. But did you take anything away from that you can build on now?
Yeah, I mean, I think definitely wanting to be a coach later in my life too, it's kind of natural for me to just take away things from like each piece, whether it's been Dooley's, Heupel's, Coach Drinks, just anything that I can take away from it. I think I really think the tempo aspect of it is very smart. It puts defenses, I mean, it's hard to tell a defense to go get in shape in a week if they're not already in shape. So if you can catch someone out of shape, I mean, it's a huge advantage. That's not something that you can just draw up. So I think that's something that's really smart about his offense. And, I think the option routes is something there's something to be said for that. I mean, if a receiver can choose which way they want to go based on how a defender's playing them, how do you defend it? It's kind of people have done it. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's it's an innovative way of thinking, and definitely a very good offensive mind.
People remember all the touchdowns through in that system. Michael doesn't like the run ball. Is that a big part of it? Do you remember that?
Definitely. I remember getting yelled at for run blocking just as much as I remember the routes. And so, I think any great offense is going to have a balanced attack. And, he definitely has the inside zones, outside zones, powers, all that stuff, where he can run those. And, like you've seen with every level of football, those RPOs, like if we don't have enough guys in the box, he's going to hand that thing off. And, if we're playing a lot of guys in there, they'll throw it. And so that's just kind of how that thing works. And, that's their scheme.
Barrett, this wide receiver room, it's shown every week how rapid it is. I know that sometimes it can be difficult, for Connor to make decisions at times.
I think it's something that's difficult because there's a competitor in every single receiver. Like every single person, I think if you ask them, they would say like, yeah, I want to be the guy that's out there getting 100 targets, yada, yada, yada. But like, I think we've shown this year we've really taken a step forward. And we have a lot of different guys who can do a lot of different things. And I'm proud of every single person that's done what they do and contributed, I mean, we've had different guys, different games catching the most balls, most yards, touchdowns. It's just who we are as a group. We got a lot of guys that deserve to play. And, whenever it comes from the standpoint of Connor, I'm sure Connor's, it's been a lot more work for him getting chemistry with everyone, if that makes sense. But, every single person in there is able to contribute on Saturdays, and there's a reason they're out there playing, if that makes sense.
Barrett just mentioned the pace. What does it look like from your standpoint as defense getting prepared?
Yeah, like he said, it's kind of hard to get in shape in like a week. So, but our whole fall camp has been predicated on being in shape. So, obviously, we're gonna have to get our eyes over to the sideline and get the calls really quickly because they go up tempo and they do not stop. So, but we'll be ready.
You just faced a team that likes to do the opposite.
I know.
Like hold the ball for 8 minutes at a time. I guess, do you have a preference? Is there one that's different or that's more challenging than the other in your mind?
It's definitely a little more hectic when everything's just going super fast. But I don't really have a preference. I just like to play football.
I can tell you mine. We get the ball more whenever they're going up tempo on that side. We got like 5 snaps in the third quarter and last week, so.
Barrett, in a game like that Saturday, I know it didn't end the way you wanted to. What can you learn about your quarterback that you know yet move to another job instead of Harrison there?
About Connor, you're saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I think the thing to take away from is we're just never out. I mean, wasn't looking good there. 20 seconds left, 25, whatever it was, and we got to go get a field goal. Thank goodness we got this guy who can kick it from halfway across the country. But, I mean, Connor made some really good throws there, and we were down, even before that, we were down, 10, something like that, to even get back and get a lead. At that point, I think that's a testament to Connor. It's a testament to our offense. It's a testament to our culture that we're trying to build around here. Like we're just never out of it. Now, the next part of it is how can we finish those games? I mean? Like, and that's the frustrating part. I mean, it's a tough pill to swallow. We've had the ball twice and haven't been able to finish it out. But, I think we're working in that direction and we're learning how to finish these games off. And when we do, I think it'll, dominoes start falling.
Coach, just mentioned the extra work that you'd be putting in time with, preparing sessions and just, film and stuff like that. Just you kind of walk through what that looks like on a daily basis.
I know for sure I got to do a way better job taking care of my body. Just as far like the physical dynamic is totally different. But I kind of like to take the approach that I had at quarterback and just kind of take that to defense. So watching film a ton and just meeting with my coaches and trying to get on the same page. So it's been cool.
This is kind of a question for all of you guys, but I mean, we've been watching games where down the stretch, the stakes are as high as they could be, and often you have to play down behind and do what you can to get yourselves back in the game. How do you manage those nerves late in the game, especially when, of course, how training physically a game can be, I guess, Shawn, from a defensive standpoint?
So your question is how do we handle the nerves in the game, like in crunch time?
In combination with this physical training.
I mean, really, it just comes down to your brother next to you, honestly. That's what keeps me going. It's like when I'm feeling down or like when I'm feeling tired, it's like I look over to the man next to me and we're hurting the same way and I don't want to let them down. So that just gives me like a new jolt of just energy and all those nerves go away because at the end of the day, it's not about me. It's about all of us. So that matters more. That makes sense.
Yeah, no, for me, it's more so just, trusting your practice and everything you do, you've trained to get to where you're at. For me, I've kicked for 6 years, and so for me it's just about trusting my swing and understanding that I could go out there and put points on the board every time. So, I mean, yeah, that's what it is.
Harrison, with it being a 56-yarder, I know for you everything, sort of say like the same mentally, like routine, but 6-yarder on the road, to try and tie a game, was there anything different about what you did, what you were thinking, and I guess afterwards, your celebration as well?
No, I just wanted a shot at it because obviously I wanted to do what I could to help put our team back in the game, and I think I just had that mindset that wherever they put me, I'm going to try to make it. So, there's nothing really different. It's just another field goal, and so just try to do my job.
As one of the older guys in this team, is there anything you tell younger guys that this week in practice coming off the loss kind of bounce back?
I think the biggest thing I need to answer yours too, so I'll just kind of, the biggest thing that I've kind of taken from it was, my first year here, we started 1-4, 1-5, got blown out by Purdue at home. Things didn't look good, and that team ended up winning 6 in a row and going to the Texas Bowl. And I'm not saying we're in any way in that position, but I think the experience to draw from there is that you can't get caught up on what's happened. We're 2-2. That's what it is. I don't think if you asked anyone in our locker room, we're not that's not how we would have drawn it up. But how are we going to respond from that? If we sit and just think about all the things that we could have done, we're just going to eat ourselves up. And I think Coach Drinkwitz was just talking about we have an opportunity at home here in SEC game to go play Tennessee. How many people wish that they could do that? I think that's kind of the thing that we got to draw from. And then just talking about nerves at the end of the game, I think the thing that is just the prior preparation. When you're not having to think out there and you just kind of instinctively know what you're supposed to do, that helps a lot, and you're just kind of able to freely go play. And then also just experience, if you had asked me this 3 years ago, after my first 2-minute drill in the Liberty Bowl, I was really nervous. I was shaking. But then on Saturday, it's okay, I've done this before. It's time to draw off experience and just go do what we're supposed to do.